Hi, it's Mrs. Arroyo, and today we are working on Day 9 Math Review. We're going to look at making picture graphs. Are there more black cars or white cars? Complete the graph to find out. We are going to cross out each car as we count, and we are going to put those circles in the graph to show each car. We'll be using black circles for black cars and white circles for white cars. So let's go ahead and complete the graph, and then we can answer the questions. And you can take all of the black cars at once or all of the white cars at once, or just go straight down the row and do it how you need it. But make sure that you are crossing out the cars as you put the circle on the picture graph. It's very important to make sure you represent everything. So take your time with this, no need to rush. Make sure you do it right. Okay, so now we've completed it. We've crossed out all of the cars and we have completed the picture graph. Remember, each circle stands for one car. Let's go back and check our work. I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 black cars. Let me check that here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, now let me count the white cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll check the graph. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we did this correctly. Now we can interpret the data. So we want to count how many white cars there are, and we're going to write that down. All right, we see that there's 6 white cars. Next, we're going to write down how many black cars we saw. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 black cars. So we'll write that down in number form. Then we need to know, are there more black cars or white cars? Well, as you can see here on our picture graph, we have way more black cars than white cars. We can draw a line where we have the tie, and we see while there are no more white cars over here, we still have all of these black cars right here. So we for sure have more black cars. Now you can take this a step further and you can say, how many more black cars do we have than white cars? And again, we're looking at this number over here. So we see what is beyond our tie point. And we see that there are 4 more black cars than white cars. Now we're going to represent data. So this is our data sample right here. This is what Ava has. Ava has these beads to make a bracelet. How can we find out how many beads she has? Well, we can count it up, but we want to do more than that. We want to actually interpret our data and see how many of each. So first of all, what do we need to find? We need to find how many beads. So write this down Complete sentence, pause it if you need to. How many beads Ava has, or I need to find how many beads Ava has, period. What information do I need to use? The number of circles, triangles, and squares in the picture. Now we're going to show on a picture graph just what she has. So you can see that part of this picture graph is already done for you. They already did how many circles, and you can see they colored in all the way up to block 4 because there are 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. We're going to go ahead and we are going to put in how many squares there are and how many triangles there are, and we will cross off as they go. Notice this picture graph has a title, Beads Ava Has, because that's what we're talking about, are beads. Then it has each type of bead, circle, square, and triangle, and it shows you the numbers over here. So you can see that each filled in block stands for one number. So let's go ahead and do squares. So I'm going to cross out, cover up each square as I go, and then fill in. Okay, shows one square, our second square. There's another one. And then our last square. And I know that I have all the squares because I don't see any more. I already covered them all up. Also notice how I make sure that I keep these bars where I'm coloring in within the square section. Now it's time to do triangles. Cover that triangle up and fill it in. And cover up my other triangle and I'll fill it in. Okay, we should only have circles left, and remember they did that for you, but you can also color that in your favorite color as long as it shows up that there's 4. So now we can actually analyze this and solve problems. So use the graph, write how many, and add to solve. You see that they already have 4 circles. This number corresponds with 4. They filled that in for you. 4 circles plus how many squares? Go ahead over to your chart. Oh, this also lines up with 4. 4 squares. And then how many triangles? We see that it's 2. So now we're doing 4 plus 4 plus 2. You can pause the video and solve this for yourself. I see doubles plus another number. So if you know your doubles, then you can solve 4 plus 4 and then add 2. Go ahead and pause, solve that for yourself. Press play when you're ready to check your work. Okay, if you're ready to check, an easy way to do this is if you know your doubles, 4 plus 4 equals 8. Just put that on the bottom right here. And then 8 plus 2 makes a 10. If you want to go back and check all of your work, you can count all these up individually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many beads does Ava have? Ava has 10 beads. Now you're going to do your online assignment. A pair of picture graphs. Blake made this picture graph. This is Blake's right here. And Jiva made this picture graph. So on Blake's picture graph, you see it's seasons we like, and he has summer and winter. Each stick figure stands for one child. Divya's picture graph says pets we like. She has fish and birds, and each circle stands for one child. You're going to write your own questions. Write a question about each picture graph. Show the answer. So write one question for Blake and one question for Divya. Make sure you use something like who, what, when, where, how, or why, but this should also pertain to how many of something. You can do how many of this pet or this season, or how many more, how many fewer. You can be creative in your questions. Then for writing and reasoning, how are the two graphs alike? So you are comparing and contrasting, and also how are they different? Try to figure out one thing that is the same and one thing that is different between the two graphs. Extra bonus points if you can write in complete sentences, nice and neat. When you're done, take a picture and send it to your teacher, and let me know how it goes. Let me know if you have any questions. Contact me through ClassDojo, Canvas, email, text, or phone. Thank you so much.